I'm going to show this to my kids. All right. Anyway, look at this. This is like my first week of real estate. Coach Borino, Whittier, California, fragile age of, I don't know, 28, 27, 28, something like that. Check that out. I found this recently. I thought it was pretty funny. So there was a time when I was a complete newbie, complete rookie. Yeah. Jacqueline likes it. All right. And we are in the business. So you see, the reason I want to show you that picture is because before I became this big time hotshot guru, whatever you want to call it, I was just like you. I was a newbie, or not exactly a big rock star. You know what I mean? There was a time, well, here, let me show you this one. This, what you see, my friends, is that's a Cadillac DeVille 1981. And because I was not exactly wealthy, prosperous, whatever we want to call it, I was a failure. That's really the truth. And that Cadillac became my home for a while. I was homeless for a little while. Many of you heard me tell the story. I'm not going to go into the details. That's not why we're here today. We're here to help you get more listings, more good listings, improve your presentations, turn more appointments into clients and commissions. But the reason I want to show you this is because I know a thing or two about struggle. So if you're not where you want to be, especially during these days, you know, during the coronavirus, during all this craziness, crazy market, hard to get listings, multiple offers, crazy offers within hours and all that, I understand. I understand a thing or two about struggle. My market was 14, 15% interest rate, just as an example. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is no matter where you are, there's always a way. There is always a path. There's always a road to more listings, more clients. And I want to share with you today some practical stuff to help you get there. Now, let's talk about listings. That's why we're here. The first, probably the foundation, the most important part, other than the mindset, we talk a lot about mindset. We're not going to get into that today. You need to go in believing it's going to work. You need to go in believing there's plenty of business. There are clients out there for me. That's a given. And there are resources I have, information and tools for you. Once you have your mindset in thinking, I will win, there's business, I will get clients, I will make money. Understand this. Listing, getting good listing at the end, does not happen during the listing presentation. You setting the foundation of positioning yourself as the authority, as the person that needs to be hired in this competitive market where I'm sure you're going against 2 or 3. I used to go against at least 3 or 4 other agents, and there was always a category, you know. There was Tony, who was like, his background was in sales for sure. I don't remember exactly what, but he was a sales guy. You know the type. Closing, scripted, very gung-ho. And he would get some business. He was not as broke as I was. Then we had the smooth talker. Then we had Betty, who was very nurturing. Betty was awesome. Betty was like a mother. You know, she was very sweet, good agent, knowledgeable. So I had to deal with these guys, and I had to figure out a way how the poor little guy from Czechoslovakia had to get listings and get clients. Now, the problem I had was, I had several problems. One, I didn't like being scripted. I didn't like being salesy. I just felt like there's got to be a better way. You know, there's got to be an easier way. There's got to be something that I feel good about, where I don't have to come home and brush my teeth just because of all that shit I used to tell people. And I tried it, but just didn't work. The hard closing and all that. So that was number one. And number two, I didn't have a big budget. So I couldn't impress seller with these lavish marketing and these beautiful marketing pieces and all that. I couldn't. I didn't. But what I figured out, and what I'm going to share with you, is that the secret was not in selling monkey million homes or having pages and pages of beautiful marketing or having the most amazing marketing plan. Because friends, and this is important, you never get hired because you have the most amazing marketing. You never get hired because somebody said, well, you know what, we wanted to go with Jane, but Sue over here is doing the drone videography. We're going to go with that. It doesn't work that way. They may explain it. They may even say it to you. But that's not the real reason. So I went on a quest. I went on a quest to search. What does it mean when somebody says, we like you? Because you already know people list with you because they like you, they trust you, and they respect you. They find you the best choice. They think, believe, and know you're their best choice. Not the cheapest, by the way. And I'll show you some evidence that your commission has almost nothing to do with you getting listings. So my quest was, How does this process work? And can it be architected without manipulation? And over the next 3 days, today we're going to lay the foundation. I'm going to give you even an index where you can rate yourself exactly where you are. And if you're not getting listings, I promise you, one of those items I'm going to show you where you score yourself is the reason why you're not getting listings. That's the bad news. The good news is you can fix it. We can fix it. There is a way to improve, because what I discovered on my quest is it's not a matter of talent. God knows I have none. It is a matter of skills, building skills in the 8 categories. But here's what I also discovered. It is not the presentation. It is not what you say that makes the big difference. It is something else. It is that like, trust, and respect. So how do you architect it? How does that work? And can that be duplicated? More importantly, can I take somebody like you and teach you? And what I discovered, the answer is yes. It can be architected without manipulation and shenanigans and some charades, and it can be authentic, it can be organic, where you stay you, but you still get the result where you believe if you're the best choice for the seller, there's a way to convey it without being salesy. If you had offers rejected, or if you spend the last few weeks, maybe months, searching for the right property, then you already know that working buyers can be sometimes enjoyable, sometimes necessary, but definitely not profitable. You are here because you know that the most profitable, most sustainable business model is being a listing agent. Yes, we're in agreement with that. That's why you're here. You want to become a rock star listing agent. So what does that mean? That means you're going to control the inventory. You control the inventory in your marketplace. You control your time. And this was a big one for me. I didn't have to run around like crazy. You don't see top producers who are making $250,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year invest weekend after weekend after weekend. They control their time. I want that for you. Good listing agent controls the business. That means you control the flow. You control the market. You control the income. You can't do that with buyers because they can go with somebody else, or it can take months and months before you find that house and then get beat by other offer, all cash, $50,000, $100,000 above yours. That happened to me. Happened to many of you. And I feel you. I hear you. So you got to become a rockstar listing agent, and then you control your life. That is the only model. That is the only way. All the top producers, every rockstar I've ever trained, has buyer's agent to handle buyers and focus on listings. And you can have a business that is capable of doing a listing a week. It's doable. With buyers, how many can you work at the same time? Not that many, right? Now, I know you have some obstacles in a way. There are some barriers, like you have to compete with the iBuyers these days. It's a real thing. Mega agents, big operations. You have discount brokers, some willing to work for a sandwich from Subway these days. And often unreasonable sellers because they know they're in control, the market is going up, the prices in most areas are going up, and the sellers are in charge. That makes it challenging. So I understand the challenges. So now, in order for us to improve, and this is something where I need you to actually work with me. So if you're just kind of listening to me in the background like a radio, like a noise, please stop. Give me your attention right now. And I promise you're going to discover something about yourself that will be extremely valuable to you. Because in order for you to troubleshoot, in order for you to improve, in order for you to grow, in order for you to get your hands on that steering wheel of your business and your income, first you need to know, where is it not working? Your strengths are important. We're going to build on those, but we also need to know where's your weakness. So here's what we're going to do. Super quick test. 8 areas. 8. Hard time with my fingers. Do you like that lamp, by the way? Tell me if you like it. I thought it was pretty cool, right? You must know this is a serious presentation if the lava lamp is on. Come on. So 8 areas. You're going to rate yourself and be honest. Nobody's going to see this. This is not something you're going to show anywhere. You don't have to. I mean, if you share your score with me, that'd be great because it will help us assess. But here's what I want. Rate yourself from 1 to 5. 1 lowest, 5 the highest. Do it quick. Don't overthink it. But be honest. Be honest with yourself because you need to take a snapshot in order for you to grow and improve your business. Okay, everybody got it? So here is number 1. How well do you know your market? Real quick, write a number from 1 to 5. How well do you know? Can you tell me about that property? How much it's going to sell for? How long does it take to sell? What is your market saturation? All of that. How well do you know your marketplace? 1 to 5. Write it down real quick. Here's the second area. How good are you in pricing skills? Can you price your listings well? Are you good at determining what is the ideal list price? What is the sales price? How much is that property going to sell for? Rate yourself 1 to 5, real quick. Write it down. Write it down. Do it right now. Come on. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Do it. Come on. I'm not watching you, but you get the point. Do it, really. Here's number 3. How good are your marketing materials? Do you have nice marketing materials? I'm going to show it to you what a pre-listing package should look like. How good are your marketing materials? What kind of impression do you create? Do you have a good resume? What do I get as a potential seller if I say, yeah, John, we're thinking about selling? Where is it? The quality, the writing, the copy, the artwork, the message, the call to action. Be honest, 1 to 5, real quick. Next, what about your actual presentation when you sit down with the seller? Oh, sorry, CMA. CMA, how good is your CMA? Does it convey the message? Do sellers understand it? Is it easy to follow? Write it down, 1 to 5, real quick. Got it? All right, next. How good is your actual presentation where you communicate with the seller? Be honest. Even if you've done just a handful of presentations, what would you say? And here's an even better way. What would the seller rate you at? Write it down. Got it? All right, next, real quick. Your confidence and control. When you're in front of the seller, whether it's in your office or in their home, and you're going through the property, taking notes, and you sit down with them and you do the actual presentation. Where's your confidence? 1, being nervous, insecure, which is normal. I was there. Guys, my palms were sweating. That's how nervous I was. Or are you a rock star? Do you feel confident? I'm not talking about that cocky, fake confidence. I'm talking genuine, authentic confidence. Be honest. Where are you? Next, when a seller says, we want 50,000 more, or we have more agents to interview, or we need to sleep on it, we got to think about it, or we want to go with a discount broker, all these objections, do you react or do you respond? How good are you when they throw this at you? Rate yourself, 1 to 5, real quick. Write a number down. Everybody got it? All right, here's the last one. How good are you building connection and trust? Where you feel like you're on the same wavelength with the seller, where they feel connected to you, they feel they can trust you, they feel like there's a relationship. All right, now here's what I want you to do. Add it all up. Add it all up. That is your listing index. This is not bad, this is not good. This is just a number that tells us where you are, what we need to focus on. Add it all up. Please let me know when you're done. Just type in done in the comments so that I know. I don't want to go too fast. Add it all up. What's your score? You're going to get a lot of value out of just this. Just this exercise alone will shine a light to tell you this is what you need to focus on. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. All right, done. Anna's done. Kim done. 17. 24, Javier. Okay, so here's what it means. Here's your rating. If you score 36 to 40, that means you're a rock star. You're a dominant force. You're probably taking good listings already. You've been in the business for probably at least a couple of years. You know what you're doing. Your business is growing. You're on the right track. There are maybe few minor tweaks, maybe a little bit tweaking of your marketing materials, some adjustment to a CMA, nothing major. You know what you're doing. So if you really honestly score that, more power to you. You're on the right track. If you scored between 30 and 35, that means you're close to the pros level. You're not that far. You got some 4s, maybe some 5s, but there's at least one area that significantly needs improvement. There's something that's hindering you. And it's either a couple of small things or one really big one, significant one. And now you already identified, what do I need to focus on? Is it my connection? Is it my confidence? Is it my pricing skills? Because here's every single one of these you can improve. You see that? It's a skill. All right? Luca is at 28, Gisela is at 17, Anna at 17, Alex at 17. Isn't it good to know, guys? Now, if you scored around 17, like some of you did, it's fine. Maybe you're just newer in the business, or maybe there are areas where you really need a lot of help. If your score is between 1 to 29, there are at least two problem areas that you must improve, or you will not get good listings. Now, I developed a system called Presentation Plus that will help you. If you want to take a shortcut, I will have an offer at the end for you if you want to get it. We have a Black Friday special, so that's all coming. But before we get into that, now you know. Now you know that you cannot sell yourself harder or sound like everybody else. I mean, you've heard it. I heard sellers literally tell me in my face, you sound just like everybody else. And it was such a wake-up call. It's such a smack in my face because I always thought, Borino, at least I got my personality. I don't. Tell me if you violate any of this, if you say any of this stuff. Have you ever sold, I'm going to get you the highest price, fastest sale. We have buyers. We're going to get you the most money possible, shortest amount of time. That was one of my go-to lines. Marketing, look at my marketing. I do these fancy Facebook ads and we do drone photography and 3D photography, right? Oh, and honesty. Honesty is one of my strengths, and hard work. Those were mine. And you wonder why I was not getting a listing. You know why? Because everybody else was talking about highest price, fastest sale. They have buyers. They've been in business. They have marketing. They're honest, and they work hard. But you know what it sounds like to the sellers? And the reason I know this is because I interviewed those sellers. It would be like a phone company promoting a dial tone. Duh, of course you got to work hard. Shit, of course you got to be honest. What, do you think there's a real estate company out there who says, well, we lie only 50% of the time? Are you getting my point? It is not about offering things that everybody else is talking about. That's not going to help you stand out. That's not going to get you listings in this market. That's what everybody else is doing. And you're surprised and wonder why agents fail in this business, why most people make less than $50,000 a year. This is why. In order for you to be treated differently, in order for you to get different results than majority, you got to do things differently. So the first thing I invite you to do, evaluate. We did that. Number two, stop thinking, saying, and doing things that everybody else is doing. One of my staples was when I talked to the seller, I said, I work hard. I work harder than my competition. You know what the seller said? Boy, whoops, sorry, went too far. Son, for $10,000, I better damn expect you to work your ass off. And you know what? That seller was right. It's expected. Just like you pick up your cell phone, and unless you're on Sprint, you're going to get a dial tone. Just kidding. Sprint is fine. I'm kidding. I don't know why I'm picking on it. You get my point? It is not about working hard. It is not about having a 120-point plan of action. Now, one of the things, yes, that's going to go into your pre-listing package, and we'll go through this in just a second, is your marketing. And I'll show you what goes in it. But that's just to justify your competence. It is not why you're going to get the listing. Is this helpful so far? Can you resend the evaluation part through? Yeah, I'll be happy to. Email me. I'll be happy to send it to you. Can you put in chat the scoring points Ruth would like to? Okay, and stand those lines. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Mikey said 34. Latonia is a rookie, and that's fine, Latonia. Here's the thing about rookies. Every single rock star. I mean, I did well in real estate. I got to tell, and I'm not bragging, but just to tell you, I did fine. Many of you guys, my students, you're going to meet some awesome rock stars tomorrow. Please join me tomorrow, same time here. I'm bringing 4 absolute incredible rock stars, people who will list at least 40 properties this year, some more, some close to 100. And they will tell you step by step how they do it. There'll be no holding back. There'll be no secrets. Everything you come, you ask, they will tell you. Great agents, very straightforward, winning, honest, good friends of mine. I invited them because I know you want to not just hear from me, your coach, but from people who are there right now today. So come join back tomorrow, okay? So every single one of these superstars, Latonia, at one point was a rookie. I was a newbie. The people you're going to meet tomorrow were newbies, everybody. You grow. You improve these 8 areas I gave you. You're going to grow. You build your skills, you're going to grow. Is it happening overnight? No, of course not. Yes, you can take a shortcut. You can get my system. It looks like this. But even then, it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some studies. So now, we're going to break the business, whether for you, Latonia, as a new agent, or you guys, Aaron, and a bunch of you I see here, my friends who've been at it for quite some time. There are 4 areas that you focus on in order for your listing business to grow. Number 1, you must start with good lead sources, because you can have the most amazing marketing, most authentic, powerful listing presentation based on influence and persuasion, which is what I teach. Everything can be in place. You can be the biggest expert when it comes to pricing, who knows exactly how to price a listing so it sells for the most money. But if you're working with shitty leads, if you're working with non-motivated sellers, none of that matters. You follow me? So start with good leads. Make sure you have plenty of good leads to begin with. That will get you enough good appointments. It's the starting point. You still need to have those other things in place, obviously. But you start with good leads. That's why I always encourage you work with motivated sellers, like for sale by owners, new expired listings, old expired listings, your sphere of influence, work your neighborhood. Don't work leads who are wishy-washy or people who don't have to sell, who say, well, if we don't get our price, we'll stay. What kind of seller is that? Or somebody who says, we got 2 years. Start with good read. Number two, make sure you have a system. You see, all right, honest time. I mean, you probably already figured this out about your Coach Borino. I'm not the smartest guy. Like, I'm not like Mr. Analytics. I'm not one of those guys who can figure shit out super fast. I'm not. I don't have those talents. So what my strength was and is I can take something as complex as how to get a bunch of good listings, which I'll give you in this market with all the tools we have and all that. It's pretty complicated. And I can break it down into simple steps because everything, getting leads, following up with them, getting appointments, turning those appointments to listings can be broken down into steps. That's what you need, is a system. So you don't have to sit there Monday morning going, what do I do next? You know, you have a system for it. So that's the second one. Third one, strong communication skills. With all the Twitters and all the TikToks and all the gadgets and everything that's at our disposal, like me broadcasting to you live right now, all those phenomenal things we have, real estate is still a people business. That's why all those forecasts, you heard them when web first hit big time. Oh, it's going to change real estate industry. It helped, but it didn't replace agents. Remember how every time something big happens, there's going to be like, oh, this is going to revamp the real estate industry. Just like the video, the Netflix, they compare it to Netflix and they compare it to Uber and they compare it to all these services. And I give you, the industry has evolved, thank God. But the core of it hasn't changed. Why? Because it's a people business. So strong communication skills will always be essential. You cannot list a house with a text. You cannot be a top producer listing $300,000, $400,000 worth of commissions a year just texting. Text helps, email helps, video helps. I do all of that. We do all of that. But you cannot bypass the communication skills where you sit down face-to-face with somebody, now with the stupid mask on, and you do a good presentation. Which, by the way, I'm jumping ahead, but I'll give you a secret. The best presentation is not a presentation. It's a conversation, but we'll get to that. More on it later. Okay, and then here's the last one. You must have a good presentation that's systemized, where it's easy to follow, easy to understand. That is not about telling them 170 points plan of action and all those confusing things where people, you know why they tell you we need to think about it? You know why you get that? You think it's an objection. You know what that is? It's not an objection. It's a reaction. Because so many agents dump so much information hoping that, oh, the more information I present, the better chance I get to get a well-priced listing and get it today. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. Because they don't understand something my students do that's built into the Presentation Plus, which is human psychology. How the brain processes information, how a relationship is built, how people make decisions, and how you can win in this game. And one of the rules I teach is you got to keep it simple and you got to keep it short. And I know that may sound kind of counterproductive, but it has to do with neurobiology. You don't want to shortcome and cut back on information. You still present valuable information, but from a different perspective with different knowledge. You with me? You got these in place: good lead sources, solid listing system, good presentation skills, and a solid presentation built on a system where it's both visual, it's engaging, it's fun to watch. I mean, think about it. Imagine my coaching was all dull and boring, where I'd be just like, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 triple modes of the human psychology based on a radical evolutionary empowerment. No matter how valuable, interesting that information or how much money that would put in your pocket, you'd be like, check it out of here, no matter how much cappuccino I drink. All right, guys. Let's keep cranking. We got more to go. So here's the secret. It is not in what you do. The drone photography, the Facebook ads and all that, it is not about that. That's not why you get listings. The secret is knowing that it's not about great service, hard work, competence. That's expected. That's dial tone. And not only is it not helping you, you're trying to sell yourself, which lowers your status. The secret is in perception, how you're perceived. It is rooted in reality, but it's not reality. It is the perception the seller has. And there are only 3 categories they categorize agents in. Category number 1, needy salesperson. Low status, like me, looking for approval. Category number 2, pushy, aggressive, typical salesperson. We all know at least one, right? Rock stars, those who will absolutely win in 2021, understand that in order for them to get a lot of business, they will be right in the middle. Not needy, confident. Not aggressive, confident, right in the middle. I call it the high status agent. That, more than anything, will help you win sellers over, build authentic connection. We don't have to pretend to be somebody or not. You have to say things that just sound weird. You have to push or manipulate. You understand that the secret is within you. Marketing helps, skills help, experience helps, positioning, all important. But the most liberating, that's the word I was looking for, piece of information, it's all within you. So how do we convey this? How do we get it across? Here is how. Watch this. It's going to become in 3 pieces, 4 parts. Here it is. Your appearance, your behavior, your marketing, and your communication. That's how your status is perceived by the seller. So if you dress well, it matters. Your car matters. Accessories matter. People notice that. People do judge books by their cover. Your behavior matters. Are you sending nervous signals when you interact? And the funny thing is, that can be over the phone just as much. That can be on Zoom just as much. Just like if I was not authentic here, something would be off. You could feel it, you could tell, and you would check out. The fact that you're still here and you're enjoying it, probably taking notes and having a good time, it's because you sense my authentic energy. People pick up on it. We're wired that way. This is the neurobiology I'm talking about. Your marketing helps. It's part of the communication. Having a nice listing presentation, materials, helps. It communicates and creates a sense of congruence. And then finally, your communication, how you come across. And that starts at the beginning. Your first conversation, your follow-up conversations, setting up the appointment, qualifying the seller. All those steps need to be very congruent. I'm a high status agent. I know what I'm doing. I can be trusted. Yes? All right. So evaluate, because neediness, the opposite of confidence, equals weakness. And that's a death sentence. Because the moment sellers start sensing that you're desperate for the listing, or you need the listing, or your commission matters to you more than what is the best solution for them, whether you really mean it or not, doesn't matter. But if it comes across that way, it's over, Johnny. It's over. They will run. Now, they will not tell you that. You will hear things like, we don't know what we're going to do, or we got to think about it, or we have more agents to interview, or we have a hard time finding another house. They will be polite because most people don't like conflict. They don't like confrontation. But in a very polite way, what they're telling you is we don't resonate, we don't click. Watch for signs of neediness. It is the #1 reason you're losing business. Somewhere in your behavior, somewhere in your language, somewhere in your energy, maybe your beliefs, you come across as too needy. So the 3 parts to a high status agent, #1 is competence. Competence. And the definition of competence, very simple. Expert who knows how to get the job done. If you're convinced on the inside that you're the expert who will get the job done, it will come across on the outside. If you don't believe on the inside you're the best choice, if you think that discount broker Bob from Discount Us Realty will get about the same job done as you, if you doubt yourself comparing it to Bob and thinking, well, in all fairness, he can get the job done for a lot less, you're in trouble. You may not say anything verbally to the seller, but it's going to come across. You're going to give it away. Watch for it. You must 100% be convinced. I'm a competent expert who knows how to get the job done. #2, confidence. It is the most desirable quality you can bring to the table as a real estate expert, as a real estate authority, is confidence. There is nothing more attractive than confidence. There's nothing people desire more than somebody who is confident. I mean, think about it. When you go to a dentist, do you want your dentist to be nervous, insecure? I don't think so, right? Do you want your attorney to go to the court going, I hope we're going to get this one? No. Every professional you ever deal with, confidence is the #1 quality you look for, because you feel like you can trust them, that you're in good hands, and they're worth the money you're going to pay them. It's the same thing with your sellers. So #1, competence. #2, confidence. Work on your confidence skills. There are a lot of exercise and a lot of things we do in the Listing Presentation Plus to build your confidence. Because without it, if you come across as needy, insecure, weak, Never going to get that listing. Somebody else is going to take it. And here's number 3, compassion. Compassion means you genuinely care about the outcome that benefits your prospect. Of course you want to get paid. Of course you're on a commission base. That means you want to eat and you want to feed your family, pay bills, and have a good lifestyle. Absolutely. But to accomplish that is by satisfying the goal that's the best outcome for your prospect. That's the best outcome for your client. That is the genuine compassion. Where sometimes it means, I can't work with you. I don't want to help you. You're not my ideal client, or you're better off staying. That level of authenticity where you're not attached, you're passionate, you bring intensity, you bring fire when you're communicating, when you're presenting, when you're in communication with the client. But if you don't get that listing, or if it doesn't work out, or if you come to a conclusion that you just can't help them, they're really better off staying, there's very little attachment. You simply step back and you say, I wish you best of luck. You combine these 3, competence, confidence, compassion, you are unstoppable, my friends. If you score high on those 8 categories I gave you, and if you bring these 3 to the table, that is the formula for an absolute real estate rock star, for a listing rock star. And conversely, on the other end, if you're broke, if you don't right now have 5, 6 really good listings on the market, if you're not going to make $200,000 this year, here's the problem. We can troubleshoot it. My goal is not to beat up on you. My goal is to awaken you and to show you that the success is not esoteric bullshit, good feeling, hope. It's skills plus systems. This is all skills. Now, yes, your heart needs to be in it. You have to care about people, just like I need to care about you. Whether you're going to come on board and get the presentation plus or not, doesn't matter. I still care. I want you to succeed. Some of you will come, and that's great. Some of you won't. That's fine too. But I can't fake it. This needs to be authentic. Now, it is not commission. There is no 4th C. It's only compassion, competence, and confidence. Let me show you what I mean. Look at this. This is from the NAR. You know how every year they evaluate thousands of transactions. And they ask the sellers, what is the most important factor in choosing a real estate agent to sell a house? How do you pick a listing agent? Now look at this number down here. Agents' commission mattered only to 3 out of 100 sellers. Only 3. 3% of the seller says, yes, commission matters. So for those of you losing business to the discounters, you know why you lose business to the discounters? It is because the seller, from the seller's perspective, feels that you all do the same thing. I'm going to get the same thing because you all just talk about, I'm going to do this for you. I have news for you, friends. Sellers don't hire because of your marketing. That's not what they want. Just like you don't go to a dentist so they can use a drill on you. Since we're already talking about dentists. I hate dentists. You don't go to your attorney to chat. Sellers hire because there is an outcome they want. There's an end goal. It is not to list, it is not to sell, and it is not to move. And guess where a lot of agents spend most of their time? Talking about marketing, talking about selling, talking about shit that is not the end goal. That's just a step. That's just a step to their end goal. Just like I go to a dentist because something hurts like a mofo and I need him to fix it. Your sellers need you because they have a problem, something hurts and you need to fix it. Maybe it's staying in this house, too small, too big, there's a whole bunch of reasons. Maybe it's that beautiful condo they want on a golf course. Maybe it's close to the family, the new job, divorce, million reasons. But it's the end goal why they hire you. So if you just show them, yes, a road to get there is also marketing, but there are other things. There is knowledge, there is skill, there's experience, compassion, all these things. And you're the package. And you position yourself as the solution to that end goal, not the process. You're going to win them. And it happens in 3 phases. It happens on the first conversation. That's where your first impression is established. If you botch that, if you ruin the first impression, if you come across needy or aggressive, you're not going to move any further. You can push with a lot of force, but at the end, it's going to break down somewhere. And you've had experiences like that. I know I tried. So the first impression, super important. How do you come across as the first 4 seconds of the conversation where they create the initial impression of you is absolutely vital. And very often, you're not going to recover. If they label you as needy or rookie or insecure or nervous, you're done. Move on to the next one. That's the good news. There's plenty more. So that's phase one. Phase two is during the follow-up. As you're nurturing the relationship, you qualify them, you try to discover what is it that they really want, what matters to them, what worries them, what is their fear. There's a whole bunch of great questions, some of them come in the book, that you ask the seller, so not only you're getting clear, they're getting clear. And then the listing presentation is only the final step in these three. And if you've done everything right up to that point, it is the easiest one. Because if they say yes to you, if they say, yes, come on down, it's almost 50% there. Then it's just a matter of not screwing it up, really. It's this process that encompasses, now you of course still need to show up and deliver a rockstar listing presentation, no question. But it's gonna be a lot easier because they already will be on your side, because they already pre-consumed a lot of the information, including the pre-listing package, which we'll go in just a second, which should be your arsenal. That was one of my best secret, most powerful weapons. Está bien? Barbara has a great question. As a new agent, you don't have a reputation. How do you handle that? Barbara, fantastic question. I had a seller. This was this old lady down in California. She had a little 2-bedroom house. She decided to sell. And I was one of the agents she interviewed. She interviewed, I think, 3 or 4 other agents. Now, if you know anything about Southern California, I'm not sure where you are, Barbara, but if you know anything about Southern California, where I was in Los Angeles, about 40% of the market was Spanish speaking. I speak 4 Spanish words. 3 of them are cuss words. That's it. That's my language. I was less than a year in the business. I was a rookie. I was nervous. I had no practical experience as far as getting a listing sold because I've never done it. I helped other agents and I observed other agents. I did open house and all that other stuff, but never listing on my own. I was in conversation with this lady, and through prospecting and follow-up, I got a listing appointment. Yay! I was really excited. So we sat down, we talked. I was prepared. And I thought I delivered a good listing presentation. And she ended up listing with me. And you know that feeling, you're in front of the client, you hand them the pen, they sign the contract, and you're just sitting there going, and you would just go, but you can't. So I didn't want to freak her out. But on the inside, I was going, yes! And not just because I wanted the listing and the money, but it was a milestone in my business. You know what I mean? It was like something switched because I finally realized if I can do it once, I can do it more. I'm on the right track. So it was a validation. After that, she was really sweet, served me a cup of tea. We got the paperwork out of the way, and I asked her, I said, you know, you had these other agents. I'm curious. You could have picked an agent who's been in business for like 8, 9 years, sold tons of homes in the area. I haven't. I was very honest with her. She knew I was a rookie. I didn't want to lie. And I said, I'm curious, why did you pick me? What was it about me that made you choose me over these heavy hitters, top producing agents? And she said, I loved your optimism. I loved your passion. And I was willing to trade the inexperience because I know you have a broker behind you and a bunch of experienced people. So if we need something, you have a pool to tap into, which I had mentioned, of course, during the presentation. But I loved your fire. I felt like if I need an agent who's going to go to battle for me and find the right buyer and negotiate the best price for me, it's going to be you. Because I have a feeling that those guys who have a bunch of listings on the market, if one sells or doesn't, it's not going to be skin off their nose. You take it very personally, very seriously, which is, I still do when I work with you guys. That's why I got the listing. But I would have never gotten that listing had I not believed on the inside I could get a great job done. And I even told her, I said, look, if I need to show it on Saturday night, if you're okay with me, I'll be here showing it. I will go out of my way to serve and earn the money you're going to pay me. Where at the end, you'll look back and says, hiring that guy, weird accent and all, was the right decision. So here's the system I'm talking about. Break it down. First contact. Get this out of your way. Here you go. So it's not on screen. It's first contact, then follow-up, then pre-qualification, then pre-listing package, then confirmation, then appointment, and then a listing. That is the process, my friends. You have to take your prospects through this process, because it's throughout this process you establish your high status, your competence, your confidence, and your compassion. It's these 7 steps that will get you the listings, and you don't violate them. And you know the step that many agents skip, they don't have a pre-listing package. That's one. And number 2, they don't pre-qualify. That would be like going to a doctor and say, doc, you know, I've been having these really strong headaches. And the doctor would look at you and say, come on in, let's do surgery. You'd be like, whoa. Don't we have to do like x-ray and some exams and maybe a blood work or something? Same thing, qualifying your sellers. And then the second one they don't do is this. So let me show you my secret weapon. Look at this. This is what goes into your pre-listing package. And I have some samples and examples here. First, there's a cover letter. Thank you for your trust. Very important. Then I like to include my marketing plan. And I do it for 2 reasons. And this is, I can show you, I got this. And this is just real quick, printed, homemade, nothing fancy, but it still looks good. It still impresses the sellers. If you can print it even nicer, do a nicer presentation, it's good. But I'm showing you this, even this. This was done, I think, at Staples for just a couple of bucks. This is the marketing plan. This, by the way, comes with the Presentation Plus if you decide to come aboard. I like to include my marketing plan for 2 reasons. One, remember we said one of the things you want to demonstrate is competence. This shows the seller, look, all the things that go into selling a house. This is especially valuable if your seller is a FSBO, to show them how much you do. This is really just a checklist. You can customize it based on what you do, things you do and don't do, put it there. Now, the second reason I like to give this to the seller in advance is I don't have to spend as much time going over details what I'm going to do during my listing presentation. I simply make a couple of references. I still show 2 or 3 important things just to satisfy their needs, to feel like they're making the right choice. I know what I'm doing. I'm competent, but I don't have to do as much. So go with your marketing plan in advance in your package. That's one. Second thing, I always recommend stage your listings, not just because I'm married to a very successful owner of a staging company, Hannah. Hey, darling. But I include the showcase guide. And again, it is to engage the seller, and it's a checklist how to prepare the house for showing. Showcase guide, complete guide to making your home look like a new model home. What needs to be done in advance? Again, I don't have to spend so much time walking through. I still would like them to have a staging consultation. I still go over details. You should fix that leak and repair the drippy faucet. But this does the heavy lifting for me. And this is the big one. This is your actual resume. And in that resume, if you notice one thing, I'll give you a little insight. This is what it looks like when I open it. It doesn't start with me, my company, me. Who is it about? Look at it. Who is it about? How to get the highest price for your house. Why are you moving? Who am I talking about? The seller, the seller, the seller. See that? Most of the resume is about the seller. Now, again, this one comes with the Presentation Plus. It's not until the last page where I talk about me. There's a time and place for it, but not at the beginning, at the end. First, I want to address the seller. I want to make sure I'm on the same page with them. I'm interested in them. I'm doing all of this for them. You can include some of your marketing materials. If you have just listed, just sold, show them that you promote the property, sellers like that, it's tangible, colorful. But here's a big one. This is a little trick that does a lot. You ready for this? Include this, a little sold sticker. I got more comments on this little piece in the entire package from a bunch of sellers than anything else there. Sold sticker. A little sold. You can buy these online. There's a few cents. I used to buy them in our local board. Had them for sale, but they're everywhere. But here's where it gets good. You put a little note at the end. Please hold on to this. We may need it soon. It is a little tongue-in-cheek. It is different. It is a big differentiating factor. It uses a little bit of a humor, but it also uses, look, I'm not just here to talk about listing your house or marketing it. We're going to get it sold so you enjoy that beautiful insert whatever destination they have. Include this in your pre-listing package. Now you might be sitting there going, I don't have all these things. And start where you are. I wanted to show you, but I couldn't find it because we moved recently. I have an old black and white version of this. It was very different, very basic, homemade, home printed, nothing fancy. Even that's better than nothing. So start where you are. Version 1, version 2, version 3. Now don't get stuck on, I need to work on my logo and I need to have the perfect fonts and I need to, forget about that. Do the best you can. Hire somebody on Fiverr. Go on freelancer.com, somebody who can put these together. Or again, if you want to come on board and use mine, you're welcome to. You can just copy paste it. It's all in Word, so it's very easy to customize, but get it done. Get it out there. Make the seller feel good about the choice they made about you before you meet with them. This will elevate your status. It will show the importance and significance of the meeting, and it'll make the presentation a lot easier because the heavy lifting, heavy marketing lifting, plus the time saving you built into your listing presentation package will be done for you. One thing I would never include, some disagree and use it, I don't put contracts there. Not just because we use DocuSign these days and we do it electronically, I just leave that out. I make it about the seller. That is the point, is to make the seller feel good and to satisfy their choice, to confirm I'm the right choice. If you just do that, friends, you're gonna be ahead of most of your competition. Yeah? Barbara says, wonderful insight, thank you. Glad that was helpful. All right, let's continue. So promise me you're gonna put together a pre-listing package so you don't lose, because I mean, think about it. Something so simple can be the difference between getting a listing and not getting a listing. And how much does it cost you not getting a listing? $6,000, $8,000, like in my area, it's minimum $8,600, that's minimum. Most homes in my neighborhood go for about $800,000 to $2 million. That's a lot of money. And if something so simple for a few bucks at your local Staples can make such a big difference, dude, it'd be crazy not to. That would not make sense. So now I have an invitation for you, but before I do, just some examples of people who use this. These two lovely people, that's Rosie and Roger, my students, came to a workshop here in DC. Unfortunately, I can't do workshops in DC. I wanted to. Twice a year, I do a listing presentation workshop, and I wanted to invite you, but we can't. We're screwed. So these two people came to my workshop and had a pretty good time after, 6 closing in 30 days. Now, I can't promise you or guarantee you will get these results, but I'm showing you that there's business out there. There are opportunities out there. There are chances for you to make money out there. This was an interesting guy. My friend Jazz, who started with 200,000 negative. He had a business who flopped, got into real estate, came to my workshop. We worked together and had a pretty good Christmas. 19 closing checks in December. Not bad, right? Now, these guys, both named Mike. How fun is that? The gentleman on the left is Mike Putnam, good friend of mine, who does about 105, 110 listings a year, 104 last year. And Mike Cribbin, that's the gentleman on the right, 83 listing. Now, here's the good news. Mr. Mike Cribbin, the gentleman on the right, will be on the panel tomorrow. You can ask him, Mike, how do you do 80 listings a year and take 2 months off? So you can ask him. Another guy who will be there tomorrow, another friend of mine, you may have encountered his posts, and he's witty and funny and great agent. Remax rockstar, Mr. Jim Steele, he's going to be there, who did 72 listings in a year. These are the people who will tell you, this is how we do it. Now, you may say, I don't want 70 listings. I want 2 a month. That's fine too. The systems don't change. The principles don't change. The formulas are the same. The process is the same. And there's one more important thing you have to remember. If you get this right, you will not have a whole lot of competition. Now, here's evidence. I kind of like facts rather than just theories. Number of agents contacted before once selling their home. Let me get this out of your way again. Hold on, there you go. This is again from the latest National Association report. Sellers contact 1 to 2 agents at the most. You do this right, pre-listing package, high status, good communication. You will not have a whole lot of competition. Most agents, lazy, ignorant, confused, they just don't know. You will be in a very different league. All right, so now I've been talking about that Presentation Plus, what it is. What makes it different? Because there are other programs out there that will teach you how to get listings and deliver a good listing presentation. But the difference is this is based on behavior, human behavior, what makes people tick. The reason this works, whether you're in Kentucky or Beverly Hills or sell oceanfront homes or mobile homes or tract homes, doesn't matter because it's based on psychology, not selling. I suck at selling. I failed at every sales job I ever had. It includes cutting edge marketing, I like when some of these things are done in advance, so I don't have to invest too much time and energy in it. What's built into the core of the Presentation Plus, it's based on influence. That means there's no manipulation, but just very powerful influence. A lot of it is based on, I started studying stuff like hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, advanced psychology. What is it when somebody says, I like you? And how can I use that during my business relationship with somebody? That is the psychology of influence. So I put together a system. We are on a second version. This is the first time we're rolling it out in this way, called the Presentation Plus. And it comes with everything. With the program, you're going to get a quick start video guide. You simply sit back, get a nice cup of coffee like this. And you can just watch these videos where I explain it, break it down step by step. Chill it. You can be done in just 2 or 3 hours. You also get a book, and that's an actual book that's about 100 pages. And it has everything there. There are scripts, dialogues, diagrams, every strategy broken down, every step explained in very simple language, so that's easy to digest. You're going to read that in about an hour. Also includes the objection crusher. Your pre-listing package, what you saw, I'll help you put one together. There's a Word document, you customize it, drop in your photo. It's pretty much good to go. It also comes with a digital presentation. This is something you either put it on your iPad, put it on your computer. I like to use a laptop, but whatever tool you use to help you stay on track, to help you deliver the message in the right sequence, to make the presentation more interesting, more engaging, to turn it more into a dialogue with the seller rather than just somebody droning on how many years they've been in a business, how big their company is, and why they're number one. It is modern, it is digital, you personalize it, you present it, you deliver it. It will help you convert sellers into listing. You will also get a copy of the Marketing Plus. This is mine, so take what you do, add stuff that you do that I don't have there, take out stuff that is not relevant for your market or for your personality, and give this to the sellers in advance and tell them, here's the checklist. This is how we're going to get you the most money possible. Now, because we are coming to Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday ever, there's a big turkey here in the fridge downstairs, in our downstairs refrigerator. It's going to be a big 18-pounder. Love it. But we also have Black Friday, and I decided, okay, we are going through some weird times. I want to help folks. What can I do, since I can't teach you this stuff live, to still make you a listing rock star? So I teach this program called the Listing Bootcamp. And I'm going to take, for the first time ever, and this is only this week as a Black Friday special, I'm going to take the bootcamp we just wrapped up recently, and I take all the sessions, we cut them into these cool videos, and you're going to be able to watch it. I'm going to walk you through even more advanced strategies, even more cool stuff, and I'm going to have assignments and break it down so that no matter where you are, very quickly, you can accelerate and become a listing rock star. So all of that is part of it. The seller psychology and influence, the pre-listing process and marketing, showtime. You will actually see me deliver an actual listing presentation from start to finish, how it's done, and then objection crushers, getting your listing sold, or part of it. So if you come aboard this week, you're going to get this. This is normally, this program we sell from $497 to $997, depending on when we were teaching it. It's part of the package. You're going to get it. I'm going to give you a lifelong access to my listing university, and we kind of affectionately now call it the Netflix of real estate. We have over 100 sessions, because I know some of you may be wondering, well, that's great. I'm going to have a powerful listing presentation. Well, where are my leads? We got you. We covered it. One of the latest sessions we just posted in the Listing University is 10 sources of off-market listings. Where do you find sellers who are not on the market? How do you find properties for your sellers who want to move up? Or the buyers you're working with say, we're serious, we want to buy, help us find a home. It's all there, plus 100 other sessions on every topic imaginable, every interview you can think of, from digital to traditional, from buyers to sellers to direct marketing. It's all there. Binge on it, watch it. It's yours. This is $1,164 membership. We charge $97 a month. It's free as part of the package. All right. And the last thing we're going to include is a special 2-part session I did on how to become a pricing expert. I interviewed an actual appraiser. We spent about an hour chatting about what matters, what doesn't, how do appraisers look at the property, so you don't run into trouble when it comes to listing your properties and pricing them. There's also a session to help you become an absolute pricing ninja. So that's the package, my friends. You're going to get the Presentation Plus package, the bootcamp, the Listing University, the pricing expert coaching session. Normally this would be at $497, but again, we're going to do something cool. So we're going to cross that out. All of that for $347. We're going to send you the book. We're going to send you instant access to that. So during the holidays, as you're recovering from the coma, from the turkey, you can digest this, you can learn this, you can absorb this, and you can start taking better listings and more listings. Because here's what I discovered. When I figured this out finally, and it took me over 2 years, my prospecting got better and my follow-up got better. And I'm thinking, well, why? How is that connected to my listing system? It's because of the confidence, because I suddenly realized that when I sit down in front of the seller, I can get them. And I would get about 80 to 90% of the sellers. I would get 8 to 9 listings out of 10 appointments. One, I would either turn down or didn't get, but most of them I would. So when my confidence was up, that means when I prospected, I knew all I need is a motivated seller, and then I know how to convert them. Follow-up, same thing. All I knew is if I get somebody who says, yeah, we're thinking about it, I know what to do. I know what to say, I know what to do. I'm going to take them through the 7-step process and turn them into a good client. That is the power of having a system. So go to, how properly named, right? Rockstars. Listingrockstar.com. There are 2 buttons. We even offer a payment plan. If you want to break it down into 2 payments, it's $199. If you want to save $50, it's only $347. It's up to you. Pick one. Come join us. We're going to send you the book right away. We're going to send you the login right away. There's even an invitation if you want to check out the path that's there as well. We'd love to help you. Because friends, it doesn't look like this situation is going to change dramatically anytime soon. If anything, there may be a little slip where it's going to get worse. Maybe. I don't know. Nobody has the answers these days. If you told me that we're going to be wearing masks and do the social distancing and all that a year ago, I'd be laughing my ass off thinking, you must be smoking some good stuff. And here we are. But what I also know is there'll be over 6 million properties sold this year. What I also know that you're going to talk to 4 people tomorrow who make a lot of money in this market right now, listing a boatload of homes. And I'm thrilled and excited they're going to come on, not to promote this stuff. We're not going to be selling you, and I will mention it obviously, but the point is to inspire you and to give you tools that work right now. That's why I'm bringing them tomorrow. But they will also tell you, dude, just get it. It's $350. How much is one listing worth? And if you're just going to get one listing, you would let me down. That's why I have the 5 listing minimum guarantee. Now, please hear me on this. You decide to get the Presentation Plus. Here is how confident I am. It is the best system out there. And I don't like hype, but the guarantee will probably tip you over. My offer is get the program, just watch the videos, read the book, implement it. Put it to use. And I'll give you a year. Now, some of you will crush it very quickly, like one of the people you're going to talk to tomorrow, 12 listings in 5 weeks. But I'll give you a whole year. You have 1 year to take minimum 5 listings as a direct result when you say, you know what, this listing I would never have gotten had it not been for the Presentation Plus 2.0 from Borino. If you're not going to get at least 5, if that's not going to bring you at least what? What is that worth? 20, 25, 30,000, some of you way more. You call us, even a year from now, Thanksgiving 2021, you call us or you email me. It says, dude, I want my money back. I will ask no questions. There'll be no hassle, there'll be no games. You don't have to send anything back. Here's your check. Thank you very much for trying it. That's how and that's that I believe in the system. That's been tested. I've tested it. Many of my students, bunch of them are getting listings following it. Some of you are here on this session. I believe in you. I believe there's a reason why you're here. I believe there are no coincidences. I like this quote from Tony Robbins. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. There were these moments in my life, one of them meeting Tony Robbins, who opened the door for neuro-linguistic programming for me, which became a big part of a foundation of the communication based in the Presentation Plus. The good news is you don't need to memorize any scripts. There are no silly closings. There are no trickery, none of that. But there's just very powerful influence that I learned from Tony. It was that little moment where I maxed out my credit card to get his personal power that changed everything. And there were others. I want this moment right now, this Monday, to be that moment where you say, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I feel like there's something about it that will make a difference in my business. And I want you to look back at today, look back. I said, that was the day where I got it. I suddenly understood how people perceive me, how they react, what emotions drive them, how the decision process, because the stuff that you're going to learn here will go way beyond just your presentation. You will look at your prospects from a different perspective. You will have way better and deeper understanding about what drives them, what holds them back, what are the stalls, What are the fears? What are the barriers and how to overcome them? You become not just another salesperson and a needy agent. You become an authority, a counselor, and a guide. That, my friends, is a positioning that's unstoppable. All right. And that's what I got for you, my friends. So go to listingrockstar.com. Here it is again. Do check it out. Order it today. We'd love to have you on board. Get all these lovely gifts from me. And either take the savings at $347 or the 2 payments of $199. We'd love to have you on board. I'm going to be here to help you, to guide you, to assist you. I'm just an email or a phone call away if you need my help with all this. But implementation session should not be that hard. You can watch the videos. You can read the book. There's all kinds of resources there for you. Yes? So come join us. All right. Let's see. I'm going to turn this off. Now, we're going to continue our session tomorrow with those awesome rock stars. So please join us same time, 9 a.m. on our Friends of Pacific, 12 p.m. here on the East Coast. We're going to chat for about an hour to some incredible agents who will share some incredible insights and tips and tools. Feel free to ask them questions. They're not going to hold back. So whatever you want to know, how the business is done in this COVID/crazy seller's market situation, they will tell you. They will tell you all the answers. Meanwhile, go to listingrockstar.com, order the package, and if there's anything I can do to make your business profitable and enjoyable, that's my mission. That's why I'm here. Money helps. Yes, I'm running a for-profit business just like you, but it is based on your success. In other words, I need you to succeed and do well in order for my business to thrive. I depend on your success, so I take it very seriously. That's why I develop these programs. That's why I do all these things so that you can succeed. Okay? All right. Mike, this is very sweet. Mike Dudley says, I haven't had the opportunity to say thank you. After following your program late 2019, I listed over 19 homes and won an award in Orlando for top agent under 35. So thank you. Wow, that is very cool, Mike. Let me show you. That is awesome. Oh, I can't show that comment. Sorry, because that's on Facebook. Congratulations, Mike. That is outstanding. 19 homes, top agent under 35. Congratulations. That makes me, see, it's these success stories that feel so good. It's just like when your sellers come to you and says, thank you. Thank you for a job well done. We appreciate you. And no commission can buy the feeling that you did something well, people appreciate you, and you're very good at what you do. Am I right? Am I right? All right, guys. So we're going to wrap up. Alex says, thank you, Borino. I like what you said today and will be in attendance the next 2 classes, and then I will decide. Perfect, Alex. Sounds good. Decide right now. Jump on it. I promise you, you will love it. It's a great program. I stand behind it. There's nobody else who's going to come even close teaching you stuff I can teach you about human behavior, about connecting with people, about building authentic, organic relationships. It's good stuff, not to mention powerful marketing. All right, Jacqueline says, thank you. Tina has a question, is this the same material from previous presentation plus? I took the class and had the book. I was just curious. Tina, it's modified, it's updated, but if the old one is working for you, no need to update. But this one is new. This one is new stuff. Sold. Oh, look at Mr. Aaron. Love it. Hey, by the way, thanks for the tip for the book. I did buy it. Looking forward to it. Sold over 15 million in expireds using the system. Fantastic, Aaron. Look at you. Louis has a question, how long do we have to pay? You make one payment today, the $199, and 30 days later, another $199. We spread it over 2 months. Actually, 30 days, not 2 months. Yeah? So go check it out. It's listingrockstar.com. Hey, Jacqueline. She says, thank you. My pleasure. All right, guys. Juan says, thank you, Borino. Always good content. Looking forward to tomorrow's classes. Desiree. Jacqueline says, thank you. Okay, I'm going to sign up. Thank you, says Tina. Tina, contact my office. Just call Roseanne real quick in my office, okay? Thank you. See you tomorrow. Is there anyone that will review our resume? Gisela, I'd be happy to. If you send it to us, we will definitely be glad to. Yeah, you can email us. Some people like to PDF it and send it to us to have a quick look at it. Absolutely. We'll be happy to review it for you. Alex has one more question. Absolutely. Fire away. All right. You mentioned you don't like scripts, yet you have them in the program. That's a great question, Alex. What you'll find in the program is not scripts, Because you notice, like when you get a call and it's like a telemarketer or they take a survey, and you can tell right away it's a script. It's a scripted call. Either they're reading it or they memorize it. Nobody can pull off a script well because you lose that connection, you lose the authenticity, the conversation becomes a pitch. So I never was a fan of scripts. What you get here and all my other programs are not script, they're dialogue outlines. And the difference is this: you control the conversation, you use certain parts, certain expressions, or certain leads to help you stay on track or say certain things a certain way, but not in a mechanical, wooden, stiff, memorized way. It's a big difference. Yes, you still need to practice it. Yes, you still need to be able to respond to certain questions or objections, but not from like a memory, because that will fail you very quickly, especially if there is $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 on the line, there's a lot of pressure. The difference is knowing the dialogue outline, you know the core of the message. It's just like if you and I have a conversation, you ask me the same question 2 or 3 times, I will respond and I will give you the answer that may be very similar, but not quite the same. That's the difference. This will allow you to stay yourself. You don't need to change persona. You don't need to be sales. You don't need to be needy and kiss up to them, but you still deliver a powerful message. That's the difference. And it's that freedom that will remove that tension that we sometimes feel in selling situations, the sense of nervousness. So you still know, you're still prepared, you still rehearse and practice, but not in terms of regurgitating lines that don't resonate and they feel just stiff. Does that answer your question? Yeah, that is the big difference. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's a terrific question. Alex says, thank you for answering my question and your candor. I really like you. Thanks, Barbara. She sent me your link. Fantastic. Good. So I hope I answered that. Very good. Thank you, Borino. Great content. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, my friends, time to wrap it up. We did all right? I did a little bit over. I hope you don't mind. Join us tomorrow. It's going to be a really good session. Prepare some questions if you want to. Post them in the comments so that I will remember to ask them, or I'll run a thread, like a topic I'll start so you can post your questions there so I can ask these awesome rock stars tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go to the website, listingrockstar.com, listingrockstar.com. Sign up. We'll send you the program. I'd love to have you on board. Have a fantastic day. Let's go get them. Ciao. Bye, everybody.